Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, we are doing another pick a card reading, and the topic is who you will be in your next lifetime. Now, I got this topic idea from one of my favorite tarot readers. I'll leave a link to her YouTube channel in the description box. Her name is Eye of the Serpent Tarot, and she did a reading about what this lifetime is preparing you for the next lifetime. And so it just gave me an idea to do a similar reading. So yeah, basically we'll be looking at who you are going to be in your next lifetime, like what is the reason that you are reincarnating, what your mission is going to be, something that's going to be different about your next lifetime that is drastically different from this lifetime, and just overall like positive messages about your next life. I know that a lot of people say that they're not coming back to this realm, like they're done reincarnating, but you will be surprised at how when you actually are back in the spirit realm, how you might feel drawn to come back just to help the collective. And your life might be, a bit easier when you make the conscious decision to come back, because not everybody is coming here to learn these difficult lessons. Some people are literally here to give back to the collective, to give back to this planet and to help out. So you might be one of those souls that feels like, you know what, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help the planet. And it does not have to be a negative lifetime whatsoever. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into your reading. If this is your first time watching a pick a card reading, basically you just look at the screen, go ahead and choose whatever color on the screen resonates with you intuitively, and then go into the description box where there will be a timestamp to go along with the color that you chose, and that's where your messages will be. And I also did extend these readings as well, so whenever you watch your pile and you resonate with the messages and you want more in-depth messages, then the link to the extended readings will be in the description box as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. Take a second to look at the screen, pause the screen if you need to, and let your intuition make the decision for you. Okay, group one, let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So we're going to start with your personality in your next lifetime. So we have the water card and we have the world card. So with the water card being here, I feel like in your next lifetime, you're someone who is going to be very sensitive, very in tune with your emotions, very in tune with other people's emotions, and also extremely spiritual as well. And I feel like you could be that way this lifetime, and you could be taking on these traits and carrying them into your next life. I also am seeing here that you are just someone who's very very intuitive. Like when you step into a room, you can read the room's energy very well. You can read other people's energy very well. So yeah, just extremely sensitive, extremely intuitive, and things of that sort. You could be a Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces in your next lifetime, or you could have those signs in your chart very heavily. So with the world card being here, I feel like this card is talking about you being very mature and very wise. It's like you go into your next lifetime with so much wisdom because you have lived so many lifetimes before that. You have obtained so much knowledge because of the fact that you are an old soul. And I feel like people can sense that on you, like from a very young age. I feel like people can sense that you just have a lot of experience. Like they might say things like, oh, I feel like this child has been here before, or like, oh, I feel like this child is like an old soul. Things like that. You might hear a lot when you're younger in this next lifetime, because I just feel like you, like I said, just a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, and it's just like this mature essence that comes off of you because of that. I do also feel like you have like the energy that I'm sensing is like a free spirit. I feel like you are leaving behind a lot of baggage. And so when you go into this next lifetime, you are free of a lot of baggage that you were carrying in previous lives. So in this lifetime, you could be clearing out a lot of baggage. When I say this lifetime, I mean the lifetime that you're living right now, that you're like hearing this recording, that you're hearing this reading. Yeah, you're clearing out a lot of baggage in this lifetime, so that in your next lifetime that I'm reading in these cards, you have very little baggage. It's like your heart feels very light because you've done so much work to clear out so much of your baggage beforehand, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I am seeing for you. The next two cards are the Ace of Swords and the Three of Swords in the reverse. So these two cards are describing what you have to look forward to in this lifetime, meaning that if you're struggling in this life that you're listening to this reading in right now, you won't have to deal with it in this next lifetime. So we have the Three of Swords and we have the Ace of Swords. So in your next lifetime, you won't have to deal with heartbreak. If you have experienced a lot of heartbreak in this lifetime, in your next life, you will not have to experience it as much, is what I'm seeing, or you won't have to experience it at all. I feel like you're going to meet the person that you're meant to be with very early on in this lifetime, settle down, get married, and stay with this person for the rest of your life. And I don't think that you will experience much heartbreak, is what I'm seeing here. With the Ace of Swords being here, this is basically telling me that any lessons that you had involving heartbreak and all of, like, you're done with that. In this next lifetime, you're done with that. You don't have to deal with that. So that's definitely something to look forward to. So let me pull one more card for that, because I'm just curious if there's any more messages coming through. Yep, the Lover's card came out. Thoughts card in reverse. Yeah, love and relationships, connections, things like that. You're not going to have to worry about that this next lifetime. You're not. You have seen everything that you need to see when it comes to these love relationships. I feel like when you're going to meet your person very early on, y'all are going to settle down early, live a long, happy life together. You're not going to have any like heartbreak and having to heal heartbreak and being on like another twin flame journey. Like, I don't see that happening for you in this next lifetime. So some of you could be very happy to hear that. I feel like it's going to free up your energy to focus on other things. Like, I feel like you have another like purpose, another mission in this lifetime that, you know, doesn't involve learning through heartbreak and things of that sort. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, some of you could be very relieved to hear that, because I'm feeling like this sense of relief. So the next two cards are the Hermit card and we have the Death card in the reverse. So now we're moving on into your like mission, or like your purpose. Like, what's the reason that you're actually coming back? What's the reason that you're choosing to reincarnate? So we have the Hermit card and then we have the Death card in the reverse. So in this next lifetime, I feel like you are going to be of service to your community. And I'm getting a couple of different messages here. For some of you, you are going to be a doctor of some sort, is what I'm hearing. A doctor, I'm hearing a healer. Like, it's so many people are going to watch this reading, so it's like the details may vary, but what I'm seeing here is some sort of like healer of some sort, or some sort of doctor, because this is literally saying like I don't want to say bring people back from the dead, because that sounds scary, but it's kind of like that. Like when like people going into like the hospital and they're close to death, and then you're able to operate on them and bring them back. It's like that sort of thing. You know, I'm not saying you'll be raising the dead or anything like that. It's like people on their way to death or almost dying, and then you are like this miracle worker that brings them back. What my guides are showing me is like the people, like gosh, I'm channeling too many messages, like the people who do like open heart surgery, or actually they're showing me like the first open heart surgery ever performed. They're showing me in my head like the first brain surgery ever performed. Like those types of doctors, or those doctors in particular, would have been very highly regarded and like seen as like miracle workers. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the way that you're going to be respected. It's like this very well-known doctor who can like work miracles, who can bring people back from the dead, who can heal people that other doctors may not be able to heal. You see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. I'm hearing this sense of satisfaction when you are able to tell the family, hey, I was able to save your family member. Like, I'm hearing that is the best part of your job, or that's like the part that you look forward to the most, is when the family of your patient has like given up hope, like there's no way this person cannot come back. They they got into this bad accident and it's not looking too good and things like that. And you get so much like gratification, like satisfaction out of being able to tell them, hey, I was able to save your family member. I feel like also for some of you, this could be like someone having like patients having a terminal illness, or like an illness that other people say, can't be cured, or like a family will come to you and say, oh, I went to another doctor and they said that my father only has 3 months to live. Can you do something? And then you're able to help the father live longer. It's like things like that is what my guides are showing me. Like you're literally a miracle worker for people and able to, again, like I said, kind of like bring people back to life. They're on the brink of death and you're able to bring them back. And it's like people are extremely, extremely grateful for you being able to do that. And again, I feel like you get the most satisfaction out of being able to tell families like, hey, your family member's going to be okay. They're going to live. And I'm even seeing, okay, what my guides are showing me is like people being so shocked. Like I'm seeing people like passing out because they have already accepted in their mind that this family member is gone, like this family member is dead. And then when you come out, I'm seeing you coming out of like the operating room, or you going into the waiting room where the family is, and they're expecting, bad news. They're expecting you to say like, we tried our best and we couldn't save them. But no, you come and you're like, yeah, they're going to be fine. We were able to save them. And then I'm seeing literally in my mind, like my guides are showing it to me in my mind's eye, people being so shocked to the point of like passing out, being so relieved to the point of like passing out, because they really think that their family member is completely gone. So this is, wow. This is, I can see why you would reincarnate for something like this, because I feel like you wouldn't want to come back here unless it was for something major like this, like to impact the world in a major way. And that's what I'm seeing for you. So with the next 2 cards, we have the Triumph of Lies and we have the 10 of Cups. So this is your energy for this lifetime. And with the Triumph of Lies card, this basically is a card that talks about authenticity, meaning that you're not really impressed by any of the material things in the world. You're more invested into not just the spiritual side of the world, but you're also more invested into like family and love and things of that sort. Like you might not be too big on trying to get rich or get famous or things like that. Maybe you do have those goals, but I feel like what you value the most, it's like love, family, and things of that sort. So I feel like you're on a spiritual path, but then also, in the material world, you very much value your connections with people, with your family, with loved ones. Like you love. That's what I'm seeing for you. And I think that in itself is enough to pull you back here, to pull you back into this next lifetime, to this lifetime that you're going to be reincarnating to. Like your love of people, your love of family, your love of love is what's calling you to reincarnate so that you can help save people's family members, is what I'm seeing here, because the 10 of Cups is here as well. So again, just being very big on family. And also I'm hearing that you're someone like in this lifetime, you could be someone who maybe you've lost someone significant to you very early on, or maybe you have seen people lose like significant people to them early on. And I feel like you experiencing this in this lifetime, it's another reason why you're going to choose to reincarnate and come back in order to save people. You see what I'm saying? It's like the experiences of loss, like tragedy and loss that you've experienced this lifetime, is going to make you want to come back as this doctor, as this healer to save people, just to be able to tell families like, hey, I saved your family member. That is going to be so satisfying to you, because you might have experienced loss, or you might have seen so much loss in this lifetime, is what I'm seeing here. But also, like I said, it could just be that you're so big on family and you love that much, and you hate the thought of people losing their loved ones early on when they could potentially be saved. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Okay, sorry if this part of the audio sounds slightly different. My recorder died and I didn't realize, so I had to go back and re-record this part. But yeah, that's basically it for your messages. If you resonated with this reading and you want more in-depth messages, then I also did film an extended reading as well. And basically in the extended, we just talk more about your mission here, or your mission that you'll have in your next lifetime. I mean, we get more in depth on what is going to be different from this lifetime versus your next lifetime, like the difference. And then also we go more in depth about how you can prepare yourself for your next lifetime, like what should be your focus this lifetime to make your next lifetime easier. So yeah, the link to the extended will be in the description box down below. I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys over in the extended. Bye. Okay, group number 2. So let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So we're going to start with what your personality is going to be in your next lifetime. So we have the Mercury card, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So I feel like next lifetime, you definitely will be someone who's extremely, extremely intelligent, only because the Mercury card represents Virgo and Gemini, 2 signs that are known to be highly intelligent, who are known to be very analytical. And then the Ace of Swords came out as well. So the Ace of Swords talks about the mental realm as well. So you're someone who is just going to be extremely intelligent, also could be very, very good at expressing yourself, very good at communication. I'm going to pull one more card for that. Yeah, and then the Gemini card literally comes out. So the Cancer card and the Gemini card also came out. So along with you being very analytical, very logical, being very intelligent, you also are very in tune with your emotions at the same time. So there's like this combination of being very sensitive, very intuitive, but also being highly intelligent at the same time. So this could be like someone who has a Gemini sun and like a Cancer moon. You see what I'm saying? So very nurturing, very intelligent, but also just extremely intuitive as well. I'm seeing like great conversation. People really like to come to you with their problems or like with something that they're going through. And you're the type of person who is able to comfort them, but then also give them excellent advice and give them like a different perspective on whatever problem that they are having. I also do feel like you're very good at expressing your emotions. You're very good at putting emotions into words. So, for example, you could be someone in this next lifetime who could be really good at writing books, writing like romance novels. Like you're really good at depicting people's innermost emotions and putting them into words in a way that other people may not be as good at. Like there's some people who can feel things very strongly, but they're not able to translate it into words. And I feel like you're someone who can do that. So you might say certain things and people will be like, oh my God, I've been feeling that for so long, but I've never been able to put it into words like that. So you will be very highly skilled at that, is what I am seeing here. I also do think that you're someone, because the Devil card did come out as well. So you're someone who is not afraid to speak your mind at all. And I feel like some people, like I said, there are people who praise you for being able to really articulate yourself and express yourself. But then there's some people who are not a fan of that at all. I'm hearing that for some of you in this next lifetime, like the example that I'm getting from my guides would be someone who is a writer and you expose certain things, like you expose certain people. Like my guides are showing me like a newspaper article or like not newspaper, because I mean I feel like newspapers are done, but like a news article where you're like calling someone out or exposing someone. Like if there's like a corrupt politician or something like that, you would be the person who would write like a think piece on it in an article and like piss a lot of people off who might be on the side of that politician. So it's like two different sides. There's like the people who can really appreciate the way that you express yourself, the way that you are able to clearly articulate yourself, the way you're able to put emotions into words and things like that. And they really appreciate that. They appreciate you for that. But then there's the other opposite side of it where some people could really be upset at that fact. But it's like you don't really care either way, because I'm getting the energy of you just being someone who is a truth speaker. Like, yes, you are extremely sensitive and caring and nurturing, but at the same time, like you're going to speak your truth. So I'm getting like different energy for different people, but that's the gist of what I'm seeing for your personality. So the next 2 cards out are the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Wands. So for these 2 cards, this is what you wouldn't expect this next lifetime, because it's going to be something so different from your current life. So basically these two cards are showing you the difference between this lifetime and this next lifetime. So in your next lifetime, I'm seeing here that you're going to have a lot of impact with your words. Like you are going to be very influential when it comes to communicating. And that's what I was kind of getting from your personality. Like I said, you could be like an author in this next lifetime, or you could like write articles online or something along those lines. But this next lifetime, you're just going to be extremely influential. Like there's going to be so many people who are watching you, listening to you. I'm hearing like people hanging on to your every word. Like they really tune in to see what it is that you have to say. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that guy that has the podcast, Joe Rogan, where he has like millions and millions of listeners, and didn't Spotify offer him like millions of dollars or something like that for his podcast? Like that sort of energy is what I am feeling. So this lifetime, you might be someone who is influential. Like you might still be someone who has a voice, or maybe you speak out about certain things online and stuff like that. But the next lifetime is going to be even bigger, like on a much bigger scale. And you're just going to have a lot of influence, and you're going to be able to impact a lot of people on a wide scale is what I'm seeing. So the next two cards are the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Hermit card in the reverse. So this is your mission in your next lifetime. So we have the Queen of Wands here. So the Queen of Wands, to me, I call this my Kim Kardashian card, like very well known, very influential, having the confidence to be seen in the public eye. So again, this is going along with what I was saying before about how I feel like you are going to be in the public eye. You're going to be very well known. And what you're going to be well known for mostly is the way that you speak your mind, whether it's through writing or speaking, like your thoughts, your opinions, the way that you express yourself is going to be what you are known for the most. And that does take a lot of courage, and that does take a lot of confidence, because like I said, it's going to be millions of people I'm feeling are going to be your audience. With the Hermit card being here in the reverse, yeah, this is like confirmation. Hermit card in reverse is like you're not going to be someone who's just able to kind of tuck away from the world and never be seen. Like no, like you are going to be put on display. Like you're going to be in the spotlight for sure. And again, strictly for the way that your mind works, the things that you say, your opinions and things of that sort, people take them very, very seriously. Like people are really invested in the things that you have to say, like when you speak on certain issues and things of that sort. So again, I'm seeing different things for different people. For some of you, it's like being a writer. For some of you, it's like having a podcast, being like on some sort of news station, writing some sort of news articles. But yeah, you're going to be extremely, extremely well known. So the next two cards are the Five of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Five of Wands being here in the reverse, oh, this is, by the way, these are two cards that are talking about how you can prepare for your next lifetime in this life that you're currently having. So with the Five of Wands being here and the Queen of Pentacles being here, I feel like any type of inner conflict that you have with yourself that makes you feel somewhat insecure, that's something that you might need to work on this lifetime, because in your next lifetime, like you're going to be really put on display. Like you're going to have a lot of people watching you and a lot of people listening to you. So this is a good lifetime for you to kind of work on feeling balanced internally, because when you do have a large amount of fame, or you have a large amount of like following, you do have to have like a certain stable base within, because having that much energy projected at you, it can really like mess with you energetically, or even just like, you're gonna have people who don't like you. Like I said in the first set of cards, where I was talking about how some people like are opposing your opinion and they don't like what you have to say. Them criticizing you and judging you, that's something that you're going to have to deal with as well. So I feel like in this lifetime, this is like a life for you to just become very stable and grounded in who you are, to become very confident in yourself and very sure of who you are, so that outside opinions won't affect you as much. Not saying that they won't ever affect you, because outside opinions affect all of us. I mean, we're just human, like it's just natural, but there's a certain level of confidence and being sure of yourself that will really help you when it comes to having this very, very large platform that you're going to have in this next lifetime. Now, even in this lifetime, you could have a platform, or you could desire to have a platform. So, you know, that this advice can even work for you this lifetime as well. But definitely, like, as you move through life this lifetime, work specifically on mastering this energy of becoming more grounded and stable within yourself, becoming happy with who you are, dealing with any type of inner conflict that you have surrounding yourself. Because when someone criticizes us or somebody says something about us, it really can shake us up the most if there's a voice inside of us that agrees with what they said. You know what I'm saying? So yes, outside people can hurt us regardless, but when we low-key agree with something that they're saying, that's when it really shakes us up. So that's why it's important for you throughout the course of this lifetime to really identify the voices like within you, or the inner critic within you that is harsh to you and that causes you inner conflict, and to really heal that inner voice, so that when there is outside criticism and outside like opinions and things of that sort, it won't be able to affect you as much, because you will not agree with what they're saying about you on the outside. You see? So if you allow yourself to master that energy this lifetime, the next time you come back, you're going to be a pro at it, and you're going to be able to withstand having millions and millions of followers, and it won't knock you off your square. It won't knock you off energetically. You see? So that is it. I really hope that that was helpful. I hope it made sense. I feel like in the beginning I was channeling a lot of messages really quickly, so I hope that, you know, I expressed myself correctly. And in the extended video, we are going to dive deeper into this. I'm going to dive deeper into your mission this next lifetime. And I'm going to dive deeper into very clear directions on what you can do this lifetime to prepare. So yeah, the link to the extended will be in the description box. And yeah, we're just going to do a deeper dive into what you can expect your next lifetime. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the extended. Bye. Okay, group number 3. So let's go ahead and dive into your reading. So we're going to start with your personality in your next lifetime. So we have the Aquarius card and we have the Two of Cups. And earlier when I was meditating on your energy, I also did pull the Pluto card. So I'm feeling like in your next lifetime, you're definitely someone who's going to be extremely intelligent, and also someone who really likes to think outside of the box and who likes to stand out from the crowd is what I'm seeing. I also am seeing here that you could be, what's the word for it? I want to say analytical. It's kind of like you have the ability to really read deeper into things than most people. Like where everyone else kind of stays on the surface, you like to dive deep. Like for example, if somebody does something, you're the type of person who would want to really study why they behave that way, like really interested in human behavior, human psychology, things of that sort, where everyone else would be like, oh, well, you know, they did that and that's it. Like, I'm not really thinking too much into it. You would be the person to say, no, but why? Why did they do that? So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It feels like someone who's extremely intelligent and also likes to think outside of the box and actually likes to think beneath the surface as well. With the Two of Cups being here in the reverse, I feel like you're not, like in your next lifetime, it feels like you're not a very relationship oriented person, or you could just be someone who it's like hard to get close to you. You have very, very strong boundaries when it comes to people. You could be a little bit not untrusting of people, but more like you really value your solitude, you value being alone. I feel like your mind is so interesting and intriguing that even when you're alone, you're never bored. Like you're always entertained by what's going on in your mind. And so I feel like anybody who comes around you, they would have to be more intriguing than your mind when it's alone. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have so many different ideas. You're constantly analyzing the world, analyzing people and things of that sort. And so someone to come into your life, they would have to kind of top that. Like they would have to be just as interesting, just as intriguing, or they would have to have really common or similar interests as you, is what I'm seeing. So yeah, it's like you keep a very close-knit circle. Like it's very hard for people to get close to you is what I'm seeing. I'm going to pull one more card for that. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. I feel like you're the type of person also that you just don't like chaos and you don't like confusion. And in this next lifetime, you just kind of feel like humans bring too much of that. Like humans bring too much chaos, they bring too much drama, they bring too much confusion. And I don't have time for that. I already am a deep thinker. Like I already overanalyze things and things of that sort. So I don't have time for chaotic people to come into my life and make my brain go into overdrive even more. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting for you for this next lifetime. With the Six of Wands being here, you do like have this high level of success in this lifetime. Hold on. Too many messages are coming through. And every time too many messages come through, I feel like I start like stumbling over my words. So I try to like slow down and wait for them to come. But I do feel like you have like a certain level of success in this lifetime. And because you have this level of success, I do feel like you have to be very wary of who you let into your inner circle, because you don't know who you can actually trust. You don't know like if they're just around you because of the success that you have. So you do have some sort of status and there is some sort of success that is around you in this next lifetime. And so you have to be somewhat picky about the people who you let in, is what I'm seeing here. So that's your overall personality. Yeah, it's very Aquarius. You could have like a very strong Aquarius in your chart, or you could literally be an Aquarius, like an Aquarius sun sign, or just have Aquarius energy in general. So the next two cards are the High Priestess and the World card. So these two cards are what's different about this lifetime, 2022, versus your next lifetime. So with the World card being here, in your next lifetime, you're not going to have as many difficult lessons as you have in this lifetime. Like in 2022, this lifetime, you might have experienced a very difficult life, a lot of hard lessons, a lot of Saturnian lessons. In your next lifetime, it's not going to be like that, is what I'm seeing. It's, of course, you might have hardships because that's just a part of life, but it's going to be nowhere near as many hardships as you have had in this lifetime. I do also see that in your next life, you're going to be focused more on the physical world. And I hesitate to say that because I do feel like you are a spiritual person in this next lifetime. But I think that you're really focused on the material world, and not in a way where you're completely disconnected from your spiritual path, not in that way. But I'm feeling like, how do I explain this? Because something in your cards is screaming tech to me. It feels like you're in the tech industry, or you're like popular, like you're popular in the tech space. And so that's what I mean by like you're more in the material world than in the spiritual world. Does that make sense? Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm getting. Like this lifetime in 2022, as you're listening to this, you could be more on a spiritual path, or focus more on the spiritual, like your spiritual path, more on your internal work and things of that sort. In your next lifetime, it feels like it's much more external. It feels like it's more like you're really involved in the physical world. You're really involved in the external world, and it's not in a bad way. Like I'm not saying that your spiritual path is completely suppressed and you're just materialistic. Like that's not what I'm feeling. I feel like you're more of like an inventor, like some sort of like tech genius or something like that. And that's where a majority of your energy and time goes. So that's what I mean when I say like you're in the material world more. I really hope that makes sense. The next two cards are the Three of Cups and the Hermit card. So this is your mission for this next lifetime. So you are definitely inventing something in this next lifetime that brings people together. It reminds me of social media, but I'm hearing that it's what social media pretends to be or presents itself to be, because social media is like, okay, this is a place where you can come and connect to people. But then you look at the research and it's like people feel more disconnected than ever. Like it's social media is like a fake form of connection. You see what I'm saying? I know that doesn't apply to everyone across the board. Like some of us have made genuinely good connections on social media. I know that I have, but for the most part, a lot of people feel more disconnected than ever, because social media, it's like, it's not real connections. Like it's nothing like the connections that you get like in person offline. You see what I'm saying? So there's something here about you inventing something in tech that lets you genuinely connect with people. It's like social media 2.0 or something along those lines. I don't know what this is because, I mean, obviously it's going to be hard for me to tap into this. If I could fully tap in, then I would just invent it myself. So I can't see what this is. But yeah, this is like something that's going to genuinely help people to connect with each other. It involves tech. I know this for a fact. I'm gonna pull one more. It kind of reminds me of, you know what my guys are showing me? It kind of reminds me of that Pokemon game where everyone was like out like catching Pokemon, and they would like meet up with their friends and go and catch Pokemon outside. It's like that sort of thing, like combining tech with connection, with helping people to connect with each other. And that's where all the money is and all the success is. If you can create something that helps people to connect with one another, like, yeah, you will make bank. Because if you think about it, a lot of the things that make the most money, the underlying theme for all of them is that they help people connect. Social media, even movies, like when you go to the movies, you go with your friends, you go with your loved ones, and you're able to connect with strangers over a movie. Like, oh, did you see the new Spider-Man movie? And then you talk about that Spider-Man movie for like an hour with a complete stranger. You see what I'm saying? Or like TV shows. I know that when I used to work at this horrible place that I even thinking about it. Anyway, I used to work somewhere that I hated, but I had coworkers who were pretty cool, and my coworkers were mostly like elderly, and I would talk to them about Golden Girls. That's like the only thing we had in common. You see what I'm saying? So like TV shows, movies, social media, things like that, all of the underlying themes is the ability to connect people to each other, and it really makes you a lot of money if you can bring people together. So that's what I'm seeing. You're creating something or inventing something that's tech related, that's helping to bring people together in this next lifetime, and you're going to be highly successful at it. So your ability to study people on a deeper level and understand people, it really, that I can see why you have those traits and abilities that this next lifetime, because you're going to use it in whatever you're going to be inventing. So the next two cards, we have the Fool card and we have the Page of Swords. So these two cards are what you need to focus on this lifetime in order to prepare you for the next lifetime. So what you need to focus on in this 2022 lifetime to prepare you for your next life. So with the Fool card being here, I feel like this is talking about taking risks more, stepping outside the box more, because in this next lifetime, like I said, whatever this invention is, it's really outside of the box and it's a really big risk. So I feel like the more risks you take in this current lifetime, the more you're going to be prepared to take that major risk in your next lifetime. Because when it comes to like skills and things that we master, we take those with us into another life. See what I'm saying? So for example, let's say that you decide that you want to play the piano, and then you notice that you learn piano faster than other people. Like you sign up for a piano class and you're zooming through the class like way faster than you expected. It's a good chance that in your past life, you already played the piano. You have past life memory. Even if you don't consciously remember it, you have past life subconscious memory of you playing that piano. So anything that you want to master in this anything that you want to master for your next lifetime, do it in this lifetime, master it in this lifetime first. So in your next life, like I said, you're going to need to take this huge risk. You're going to be this big tech person, and it's going to be very risky. And if you can practice this lifetime taking risks, stepping outside of the box, it's going to build that muscle for next lifetime. Don't overthink it. Don't think yourself out of it, because the Page of Swords is here in the reverse. So that talks about like constantly having analysis paralysis, thinking yourself out of things. No, it's basically saying get into the habit of trying out new things and seeing them through. Don't let your mind or like your pessimistic thoughts or like your overthinking mind stop you from taking these risks and pushing through it. Because even if you end up failing, it still builds that muscle. It still builds your confidence when it comes to taking risks and stepping outside of the box, is what I'm seeing here. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Also, if you have any like ideas like for inventions or anything like that, then yeah, you might want to execute them this lifetime as well, because that will also help to play a role in your next lifetime. So We are going to finish this in the extended video that will be over on Patreon. So basically in the extended video, we are going to dive more into your next lifetime, more into your mission, which you're going to be accomplishing, more into what you need to do this lifetime to prepare for this next lifetime. So yeah, the extended video will be in the description box down below. The link to the extended video, will be in the description box down below. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful, and I will see you guys over on the extended.